What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Ohio Sports Talk. I'm your host, Doug. That's my guy, Jordan. Jordan, what are you doing, man? What's going on? Lovely Monday. What's up, buddy?
Hey, it's a lovely Monday. Hanging out with the family a little bit. Got a few things done, but down to the nitty gritty. It was a busy weekend in sports, and I can't wait to dive in. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. We went swimming after work today. I got back a little, just a little wore out. So a little bit behind the eight ball here, but we got the Reds game going on right now. They're in the second inning with the Rockies. We got a 1-1 score here. So we'll definitely be touching in and out of that game as we go. Shout out to our guy, Tyler McGurk. What an intro. Sports with a Slur. They will be on immediately after our show. I believe he's talking top 5 NBA players of all time, and then he's going to rank the top 5 MLB pitchers right now. So that'll be a fun show from him. Appreciate all his support. Jordan, like you said, busy weekend for sports. Let's dive in. Our Cincinnati Reds, we'll start with them. They take 2 of 3 from the Cubs to win that series. The game they did lose, though, Jordan, was, let's call it what it was. It was a shit show in terms of, the field was completely monsooning. Hunter Green, I'm not going to fault him for that one. It was a tough night. We lost that one to the Cubs 7-5, but comeback win yesterday. Really, I like the way the guys battled. Jordan, what were your thoughts on that Cubs series?
Coming out of the Cardinal series, which was a downer after the Dodgers series, which got us all hyped. It was good to see. Anytime you go into a divisional rival's home and take a series, even in baseball where there are many games more left to play, it's a huge win. It's huge for momentum. The rain game, yeah, it had a lot to it. The Ellie Deli Cruz, third base debacle, it still kind of pisses me off. I'm sure we'll dive into it. The clarification for the rule. I was still trying to understand.
Let's talk about it real quick.
Go ahead.
What didn't you like about the Ellie De La Cruz situation? Because unfortunately, he didn't keep his body on the base the whole time, and the guy kept the tag. I understand. I don't love it either, but he's got to be better than that. And that's a mistake on him a little bit there. What was your problem with it? Because I watched it again after I thought he was safe, and then they showed the slow down replay, and you can see where he loses contact with the base. What upset you about that? What about the rule did you not like? Obviously we don't like it because we want our guy on third base with a chance to score, but what did you not like about it rule-wise or anything like that?
Because, and I kind of think of it like as younger baseball, you're always taught to run through the bag. And
not at third fucking base. Third base.
It just to me though, I just he beat the initial throw, but like you said, didn't maintain control. So I'm not going to bullshit anybody. Didn't maintain control of his body all the way through the live action play. It just kind of reminds me. It's like the Des Bryant rule of the MLB right now. I don't love it. Especially in weather conditions like that, where Ellie you probably have no control. It's completely drenched. It's a torrential downpour, like you said. He beat the tag. One play later, the Reds advanced bases. The Cubs make an error, throw the ball to the wrong side. They get one out and make an error. And honestly, that's the Reds' 6th run. So I kind of look at it like that, and it's like, damn. They had kind of everything going for them in that inning before that momentum shift of a play that just didn't go our way. But I don't like it because maybe it's more cut and dry than I kind of understand it to be. But in that moment, I feel like I've seen in baseball maybe the play just kind of go the other way after you beat it, you go all the way through. I've never seen it 100% called, but to call it in that kind of rain and that kind of bullshit, I don't know. But rules are rules, Doug. I'll swallow the pill as it is, but I think that's kind of where the Reds lost it for me. Other than that, they had momentum going, and that just kind of shit all over it.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough because, like you said, we missed out on our 6th run of that game, and that ended up coming back and biting us in the ass. Again, Hunter Green, unfortunately, he had thrown 5 or 6 quality starts, I would say. Maybe not a quality start by MLB standards, but good starts up until that point. And of course, he gets stuck in this just shitty weather. And, he battled. He threw a lot of pitches that night. He fought, and I do give him some credit for that.
Absolutely.
But, I'm just happy this team fought back after losing the series to the Cardinals. And then came back and won this series against the Cubs. Jordan, we've won 2 of our last 3 series. We're a game behind Pittsburgh right now. We're 2.5 back of Chicago, 3 back of St. Louis. Nobody's catching Milwaukee right now, but we're in the midst of a wild card type battle. Can we get to close to 500 before the All-Star break? I think that's got to be the goal, Jordan. Yes. Right now we're 26 and 33. We're 7 games under 500. If we get to the All-Star break, buddy, and we're 2 games under, 1 game under 500, I'm going to feel pretty good because I know if we're getting Matt McClain back, and I've got to be hopeful that maybe this front office looks and says, okay, let's go hard for this wild card spot. We're still young. What if we can get hot at the right time? Let's go in and maybe throw in and go out and get a couple guys. I have to go live with that to make myself happier with what's going on. What are your thoughts about the goal of getting back to contending for to get back to 500 before the All-Star break? Do you think this team can do it for one?
Yeah, I think this team can be above 500 before the All-Star break, 110%.
Above 500.
Above 500. I know that's a big task, but you go back to the Dodgers series. We kind of fumbled through the Cardinals, but the Cardinals did come in hot if you kind of look at their body of work before that series. So if we look at kind of the bigger picture from an analyst standpoint and we take the fan base out of us, the Cardinal series wasn't as bad as it looks. We look at the Cubs series going to Chicago, a team that's already above 500, and we take it to them. Depending on what we do with the Rockies series and how we start game 1 tonight, I definitely foresee it. We're getting healthier. The bullpen statistically is starting to pitch better. Lucas Sims is starting to pitch better. I'm giving him a little bit of credit. Everybody knows I hate him anyways, but you kind of look at the closer, and Hunter Green, you kind of highlighted on him. His last 2 starts have been on a national TV network. So he's getting kind of buzz from the right sources. So, both were Saturday night baseball games. So I was kind of happy to see that. So I think we're trending in the right direction. We're getting healthier.
I do think above 500 is a big ask, Jordan, but I always enjoy your optimism because one of us has to be optimistic and the other one has to be realistic. So I do appreciate that out of you. Tyler McGurk, Sports with a Slur, asks, is Ellie going to be great or is he going to be a better Billy Hamilton? Fuck, because I hope he's great, but he just, I don't know. He really struggles with his vision at the plate, and it's an ongoing issue, and he's really fallen back into it recently. I would say this past month was a real kick in the ass for him. We've got to hope that he can bounce back. Go ahead, Jordan.
He's getting more walks. He's getting on base more.
He's second in the league in strikeouts, Jordan. He's terrible at the plate right now. He's terrible. This one we can't be optimistic on right now because he is absolutely struggling.
I'm not saying there's not a struggle, but I see a more patient Ellie De La Cruz, and I see a learning curve. You're seeing him swing harder.
He's hitting 231 right now. He's leading. He's second in the league in strikeouts. He struck out 4 times last night. He was terrible.
What's his walks? What's his on base percentage?
His on base percentage right now is 329. It's solid.
329. 329 is solid, Doug.
He's got 28 walks. But he's also in 98 games last year, Jordan, just walk with me for a second here. In 98 games last year, he struck out 144 times. He walked 35 times. In 59 games, tonight is the 60th game, he has already struck out 83 times. He has 28 walks. Sure, he's going to have more walks than he did last year, but he's going to have a lot more games. He is going to demolish his strikeouts. It's not good. It's not good. I don't know how to sugarcoat that. He can't. He is struggling seeing the ball, and he's lucky Will Benson sees the ball a little worse than he does, or else he would be leading the league in strikeouts. It's really bad right now. I want Ellie to be great, but he has to fix something with his plate discipline and his vision at the plate. I mean, I appreciate Darren stopping in from Fatboy Fadeaway, my guy, for the double-double on Friday nights talking NBA hoops. Can't wait to be back with him tomorrow night to break down the NBA Finals. Ellie De La Cruz is already better than Billy Hamilton. Of course he's better than Billy Hamilton. Billy Hamilton was awful. Absolutely awful. I don't know why Tyler picks and chooses who he decides he's gonna shit on. But
we let him know us a little bit too much. He knows how to push our buttons on live TV right now. He said, "I'm going to do it live, Doug. I'm going to do it live. I'm going to piss him off."
He's gotten too close. He's gotten too close for our own good. So looks like 66 people in here watching right now. I appreciate every single one of you guys.
I do.
Talking a little bit of Reds here. Jordan, Colorado for 3 games. We've got to win this series, flat out. We got to win this series. Then we got Chicago for 4. That first game on Thursday night is going to be on the MLB Network next week. We've got Cleveland for 2. That's going to be in Cincinnati. That's going to be a fun Tuesday, Wednesday series.
That worries me. That worries me. I know they took one on extend.
They're damn good. And then Milwaukee for 3, Pittsburgh for 3, Boston for 3. I mean, it doesn't get much easier right now. We got to take these games from the Rockies and keep fighting and win these games when we can. Cubs, Rockies, we got to win these 2 series coming up, buddy. Any more thoughts on the Reds? We're going to keep you updated. Still 1-1 in the top of the 3rd. Will Benson's up right now. And then the top of the order is after him. Any other thoughts on the Reds, though, before we keep moving?
I think they're trending in the right direction. I know we're highlighting his strikeouts, but 3+ for the on base percentage. His stolen bases still got to be accounted for as a weapon. Ellie's doing his thing. He's growing. He's 22 years old.
He's a fantastic talent, but the strikeouts matter a lot. And it seems like he's been striking out in moments where we really need him. And without Matt McClain, it's even worse because we don't have somebody there to support him. Will Benson gets a single. We got a runner on with TJ up, 1 out in the 3rd. So, Jordan, again, we're all in on the Reds. We're going to be here no matter what. But I got to be critical because he's been bad.
No, he's been bad. There's no doubt. I'm not saying the man's not in a struggle. I'm just saying, and he kind of went through a spurt when I made this speech the last time. Everybody's got to calm down. It's going to happen. We're going to get our home run count back up here on Ohio Sports Talk. We're going to get our stolen base count back up on Ohio Sports Talk. It's going to happen. Ellie De La Cruz is going to be fine. And to kind of round things off what you were saying, I don't foresee us being too busy on the trade wire, but I do foresee us calling up some definite draft picks and some guys that are in high single A, high triple A. I think the Reds are going to maneuver like they did last year when they brought CES and company up. So I expect kind of some new faces and some new names post All-Star break, and maybe that gives us a shot in the arm like they did last year. Maybe we get some exciting baseball. Some guys pitchers haven't seen before. You don't have them on film, and maybe we come away with the right wins. And I think they do secure it this year. I think we get the wild card spot. I don't see them for going much further than that, but I do think they take the next level. So that's kind of my roundabout thought on it.
Okay. I hope we do more than that. I really, really do.
But it's the Reds, so we're gonna flip. You think they're gonna make trades? I think it's gonna come internally.
I think we're gonna if we're in the wild card race, I do think we do something. We have to. I don't want to hear any more excuses. Jordan, let's transition though.
I'm still pounding the table for Trevor Bauer. So
you're further away than I am. So, Jordan, let's transition though. Ohio State Buckeyes. We're getting closer and closer. College football 25 is going to be released July 19th. You and I are both extremely excited about that.
Yes.
Cannot wait to take over the MAC. Little Ball State, little Akron action, as we always do our franchises together. But let's take a look at the Ohio State schedule, Jordan, because the expectations are extremely high, and they should be, right? I mean, Ohio State.
I think you touched.
Go ahead.
No, I think you touched on it. I've seen a lot of interactions this week between us and our fan base, and I think you touched on it kind of beautifully. Where somebody said, it's championship or bust. No, it needs to be one up. It's championship or Ryan Day's out. And I don't think I'm wrong in saying that.
I don't think you're wrong either. Let's look at it, Jordan. We're starting off the season in Akron. Obviously, we support Ohio. We support the Zips. But there's a reason we are a 50-point favorite against Akron. I think we both have Ohio State winning that game pretty comfortably. Then we got Western Michigan, also going to be a bloodbath. We've got that Saturday, September 14th off. Then we got Marshall coming in, another bloodbath. I understand them not scheduling anybody beefy this first year with Oregon coming in, USC coming in, some of those teams. But that is a absolute cakewalk. There is no reason the Buckeyes should not win each of those games by 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns probably.
You'd love to see it. You look at those, I'm going to call them tune-up games, but I'm not taking anything away from the athletes on any one of these teams. You're Division I, you made it for a reason. Ohio State is at the head of the table for these games. And like you said, I would like to see at least all 3 quarterbacks in some kind of capacity in action. So like you said, 4 to 5 touchdown leads, everybody getting involved, everybody kind of, contributing early, got guys coming off the bench. So nobody's kind of rusty when we go into the hard part of the schedule. So I like you said, last year we started the season a little harder. This year, with all the acquisitions and the way the Big Ten or the big conference, I'm always going to call it Big Ten to the day I die. But it's just the nature of the beast right now. So Ohio State's got a lot of transfer portals, a lot of new guys, a lot of new faces, new quarterback. So I think this is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Okay, so then we go at Michigan State. Michigan State they are not in a good place as a program. It's going to take some years for them to get back to where they need to be. We kick the shit out of Michigan State for sure. We know for a fact Iowa cannot score the ball. They cannot hang with us. We beat them. Then, Jordan, that's when it gets really interesting. We go at Oregon Saturday, October the 12th. That game's going to be most likely the night game. It's going to be.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
It's going to be the night game. It's going to have Kirk Herbstreit, Fowler, all those. It's going to be a big, big game. That game worries me, Jordan. I think Oregon is going to be damn good. They are always fast. That's a heavyweight matchup right there. Is this, first season in the Big Ten, and we get that matchup, like that's in October. Luckily, the playoff has expanded, so either team loses this one, they can still bounce back and get into the playoff. But that's going to be a hell of a damn game. I cannot wait for that.
But this is why we brought in Chip Kelly, Doug. This is why we brought in Chip Kelly to run the offense, to answer the call, and this is why we went to the transfer portal and added a hard left hand Mike Tyson punch to the backfield that was already existing with the right punch. This is why we went and got a quarterback that's proven in Big 12 play. This is why we have Aaron Nolan, kind of in the wings, maybe some package plays. But I think the Ohio State's ready for this, and it has to be. I personally, the Pac-12 isn't known for defense, but the Big Ten has been known for defense for many years. So I think this is an immovable object versus an unstoppable force. So this this is the game everybody kind of has highlighted. But besides that pesky team up north, this is kind of Ohio State's measuring stick to where they're going to be in the playoffs and for probably the rest of the season. And I would even venture to say in the next year or two. So this game holds all the chips on the table for me.
Okay, that makes I totally get that. That is a huge game. Very excited for this. Yeah, I'm with you there.
I think Ohio State pulls it out probably by 3 to 7 points. I think it's going to be a back and forth.
Okay, then we're off. Then we have Nebraska coming in for homecoming. Nebraska went out and got the top quarterback in the class. Maybe they're heading in the right direction. There might be a tougher game than we expect. Then we go to at Penn State. That's going to be a night game, wide out. That place is going to be absolutely jumping. Luckily, we always kick the shit out of Penn State. For some reason, they cannot get over the hump of beating us in Michigan. So I'm pretty comfortable against Penn State. Then we've got Purdue. We're going to beat Purdue, Northwestern.
We hope. Purdue makes me nervous.
We're playing that at Wrigley Field. You tweeted about that a couple weeks ago. That's going to be a fun one. We've got the Hoosiers at home, not worried. Michigan. We've got to beat this shit out of these guys. We've got to dog walk these motherfuckers up and down the field. We got to do it. This is the year. They're going to be a little bit down this year. We have got to absolutely embarrass them. If we don't, I am going to be very, very upset.
Doug, I'm going to be irate because if there was ever a time for us to do it, it's right now. They're in a complete reboot with the coaching staff. They have their own internal issues, whether it was spying, whether it was fucking recruiting. Their head coach departed. Their quarterback went to the draft, most of their weapons along with it. So if there was ever a time to reestablish ourselves in the rivalry, in the game, it's fucking this year. And you got to do it. We hit home runs in the transfer portal. We have what's supposed to be one of the most dominant secondaries in college football.
Caleb Downs from Alabama.
But we have some returning corners ourselves. So we have Denzel Burke is going to step into that role. You want to see him evolve. So I think this has got to be the year. If the offense under Chip Kelly hits the goddamn unlock button, we're gonna run the table until the playoffs. We'll see what we get there. But in the Big Ten, it is Ohio State's to lose this year. It just has to be. I don't foresee, barring we all know it's a marathon and not a sprint. Barring health issues, barring anything that goes on kind of in the outside world of football that would impact this team, I see this team running the table. And I'm saying that as an analyst, not just as a fan.
Hell yeah. Quick update for you, Jordan. The Reds are now up 4-1. The Candyman hit a 2-run bomb. Shout out to the Candyman. He's been playing much better baseball. Love that guy. Didn't love him early. Loved him a lot more recently. And then Ellie had a RBI double. So
Ellie had a what? Ellie had a what?
Hey, maybe you were right. Hey, maybe we come on and I bash them before every game, and then we see where we land. How about maybe we come up with a different strategy here?
2-minute clips every Reds game. 2-minute clips.
But no, shout out to the Reds. They're up 4-1. Love that. Keep beating up on the Rockies. We need it. Yeah, Jordan. So obviously, it's going to be exciting. The Big Ten is loaded. It's going to be a fun year. I'm excited, man. I am excited for college football. I'm excited to talk more college football, obviously, as we get closer and closer to. Okay, let's see. Bearded Browns podcast. These guys are on Facebook. They do a hell of a job themselves running their podcast. Bearded Browns says, with the transfers we got and Michigan losing that coach and some other portals, Ohio State has got this. We are 1,000% in on that. We've got to absolutely dominate this game. There is no excuses this season. No Harbaugh. They're coming in with a new quarterback of their own. We have got to put a stamp on this rivalry this season. Appreciate you guys tuning in. It means a lot to us. Bearded Browns podcast. Check them out. Hell of a podcast supporting the Browns. As you can see, the Dog Pound flag is flying for a reason, Jordan. It's flying for a reason. the quick hat change is perfect.
I got to keep the headgear coming.
Ryan Day has to show up this year. Bearded Browns. We just touched on it ourselves when we tweeted about it the other day. I mean, Jordan. It's championship or bust, right? I mean, at this point with Ryan Day, it's got to be. It's got to be results, or it's. Hey, thanks for taking over the program after Urban Meyer, yada yada. But we need a championship, and this roster, with this roster, it is literally championship or Ryan Day's on his way out. It's got to be.
And we have two head coaching materials on the staff. So you have Chip Kelly coming in to unlock what you couldn't solve on offense last year. It's got to be. It's got to be.
I'm with you. Again, appreciate Bearded Browns for showing up and supporting us. Let's move over, though, Jordan. We've got little Cavs to talk about. We ran a poll. This today asking because as of right now, Jordan, the Cavs head coaching search, we've discussed this the last couple weeks. We've got Kenny Atkinson, who we're interviewing. We got James Borrega, who we're interviewing. Johnny Bryant, who we are interviewing. And then we've got Micah Nori from the Timberwolves, who we just requested permission to interview. I ran a poll, Jordan. A poll for, who do we want to see as the coach? I should have ran it earlier in the day to get a little bit more results. But I've just been in and out of it today.
No, and I apologize to our fan base. I had some health issues come up over the weekend. I was kind of slow on our page, but I'm feeling 100% better. I'm ready to rock it, and you're gonna see that 1-2 punch that you're used to, and we're gonna get back on our facts.
If you guys ever email Jordan, do not expect him to forward you an email with any relative grace time. He will take his sweet time forwarding you an email. So just a heads up, if you ever email the show, Jordan will struggle to get that email forwarded. So just a heads up. But no, we're thinking about you, Jordan, with your health, and we'll touch on that if you want to later. But like I said, we ran the poll. We asked, who should the Cavs' next head coach be? The candidates were Atkinson, Micah Nori, James Borrego, Johnny Bryant. As of right now, Kenny Atkinson is winning that poll with 54%.
Yes.
Micah Nori with 23%. He obviously took over for Chris Finch, the head coaching duties, as when Chris Finch blew out his kneecap. That was disgusting. James Borrego, 12%. Johnny Bryant, 11%. Johnny Bryant is the head assistant coach for the Knicks. Jordan, it feels like we're getting these interviews going. We're heading in the right direction. We've got at least some blinders going on, hey, these are our 4 guys we're talking to. These are the guys we want to interview. Has your mind changed? Is it still Kenny Atkinson for you? Has anything changed your mind in the last couple of weeks? Talking with Cleveland Pulse last week, any of the other stuff we've talked about recently?
Well, looking at the assistant coach from the Timberwolves, that it plants a seed in my mind, especially when it comes to the trade pieces that we have and who he could potentially bring with him. At the end of the day, so it definitely opens my mind. I'm still rooting for Kenny Atkinson, but this is kind of a new wrinkle, so I haven't had a lot of time to chew on it. But you look at the Timberwolves, who I think overperformed in the West, that to a degree, they still have a young roster, and kind of you look at the West and everything that they had to go through. I think they overperformed in a good way. So you're looking at a guy that kind of took them to where we wanted the Cavs to be, at least in the conference finals sense, and that doesn't bother me. How do you see this kind of poll now?
Okay, so I'm going to ask you because you're a little bit more old school than I am about certain things. Are you an Atkinson guy because of his experience and more of his, he's kind of put in more time than some of these other guys? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, to kind of answer your question, definitely am more of an Atkinson guy when it comes to. I mean, you look at his accomplishments. He was kind of thrown into a shitty Brooklyn situation. I know when he was on the staff and, even kind of in the head coaching duties, they went 118 and 190 through 2020. But,
Yeah.
He was kind of part of the turnaround when it came to how they drafted, how they did business. And he's definitely put in the time as the assistant before that. So I know he's got more experience and he has more ties to the guys that are currently on this roster, whether or not they will be to be determined. But most certainly, that those are kind of my warm and fuzzy feelings about Kenny Atkinson. That's why I'm kind of more all in, because you kind of look at the Brooklyn program and the guys that they traded over to Cleveland and the relationships they have. Maybe that's more appealing to Donovan Mitchell, somebody that can come in and kind of put a stamp on it, a guy that's been waiting and could have took other head coaching jobs before this opportunity. So yeah, I am more old school in that thought, to answer your question.
Yeah, no, and I knew that. I just wanted you to, fill everybody in. Bearded Browns, Dan Gilbert is smart. Sometimes he will make the picks with the roster. I mean, obviously, Dan Gilbert has said some dumb stuff here and there, but he is a smart businessman, all that kind of stuff.
We'll give him that.
But I'm in the Kenny Atkinson class right now. I would not mind getting Micah Nori. I like what he did. I hope if he came here and was the head coach, his offense would be a little bit more dynamic than it was kind of with the Timberwolves. It got a little bogged down there sometimes in the playoffs. But I definitely would like to see Micah Nori or Kenny Atkinson be the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers next season. Jordan, let's touch on the NBA draft, though. We got a little bit more to talk about here. Cavs are picking number – what is it? Number 20? Number 20. What do you think the Cavs pick in the NBA draft is the most biggest need right now?
I mean, to me, it's got to be a wing player, Doug, right? There's got to be a guy that can shoot the three, kind of guard on the outside, not lose sight of the pick and roll when it comes to him, or miscommunications on the switch. That's kind of where I'm leaning. We have big men, like I said, we still have rosters to move around, we still have trades to make, but as it stands today, we have big men. We have backup point guards. Craig Porter Jr., we don't know what his ceiling quite is yet, but it wasn't a bad sample going into year one. We know Karis LeVert is still on the roster. We got to move Darius Garland at some point, but it's got to be a wing player. It's got to be that kind of that J.R. Smith, somebody on the wing, a defender that can kind of spark things when you take either Donnie inside or get Evan Mobley kind of isolated and people kind of crash in on him. We got to have that guy that can just kind of take over on the shots or kind of crash in and make that 12 to 15 footer on the wing. So it's got to be a wing player.
Yeah, I think that's pretty spot on. Obviously, we've got to see what goes on with this roster before we can make a really solid pick. Scrolling through a couple mock drafts, we had. This one has us trading out, but one of them had us trading or to drafting kid from Baylor.
Saw that one.
He's 6'5". He feels like a Donovan Mitchell light type of guy, so I don't know if I love that. And then we were linked to the Colorado forward, who's kind of a stretch forward. He can play a little bit of the three. But like Tyler says, we've got to do something with Okoro's minutes. He can't be a starter, and we're playing Max Strus out of position also. He's not a three. I mean, he competes and he battles his ass off, but he's not a three, Jordan. You know what I mean?
No, that's what puts him in constant foul trouble.
We've got to get an NBA. We've got to get an NBA small forward. Isaac Okoro is not the answer. We've tried.
Marcus Morris outplayed Isaac Okoro in the playoffs.
Easily. I mean, he's just not that guy when it comes playoff time. Would I like to keep him for $8 to $10 million and not overpay? Yeah, I really, really would. On the CBS mock draft, they've got us taking Deron Holmes at number 20, which, hey.
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 Let me get my blue on.
Is that perfect for the team right now? In my opinion, no.
Right.
But he is a good stretch four. Like, he could be a good stretch four in the NBA. And if he's given time to acclimate and get ready, it's going to be interesting, Jordan. We need a small forward, and it's not exactly a crazy strong small forward class.
No.
Tristan Da Silva was the guy from Colorado that we were linked to. 6'8", 217, good scorer, good three-point shooter. That's the kind of guy that we need right there. But, again, we've got to get Max Strus back to his natural position. And, again, in my opinion, Jordan, we've done this a couple weeks in a row now. We've got to get Darius Garland out of here, we've got to re-sign Donovan Mitchell and then figure out where we're going. Jordan, right now,
do we get a head coach, Doug, before the draft?
Oh, I believe we have to. I believe you have to have it because he's the one coaching this team. He has to have some input on where we're going. We have to have a coach going into the draft. Quick Reds update, guys. 4-3 at the end of the third. The Reds are coming up to hit. Fraley, Stevenson, Martini. Looks like Rogers for the Rockies hit a home run. And then, he hit a home run. Jesus. So, Reds are in a battle right now, 4-3. Christian De Silva is one of the guys you hate if he's not on your team. Exactly. I want those guys. I want those kind of guys that absolutely rub other teams the wrong way, but he's a damn joy to have on our team. Appreciate your input, Tyler. Obviously, coming from the Pack Zero. What do they don't have any teams anymore? Do they Pack basketball? What? No, I'm just fucking around. All right, Jordan. Let's keep it going though. Hey.
So Doug, who do we draft? Who the Cavs draft, Doug? I'm put you on the spot.
I want De La Silva. I want Holmes. I'm going to be a homer. I want Holmes, but I would rather get a small forward in De La Silva, like Tyler said, like I said. Jordan, though, let's transition to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, Lord.
It
just keeps getting worse.
It's interesting, Jordan. Today, Justin Jefferson signs a massive, massive contract. I think it was 110 guaranteed.
Oh yeah,
140 overall for 4 years.
Yeah.
I guess my question is, Jordan, you get to see Jamar Chase play every year. Why are you worried? Because I think if anything, this confirms what we knew. You guys are going to have to pay Jamar Chase. And I think he's one of the best three receivers in the league. Are you worried about paying Jamar Chase?
Well, I mean, look at the T. Higgins situation. Look at the Jesse Bates situation before that. We paid AJ Green back when that was kind of the max salary back then. So maybe we do it, Doug. Maybe we do it. We paid Chad Johnson when that was the cream of the crop. Up until at least his first contract.
Right.
There were disputes on his way out the door, but there were production issues there too. But conversation for another day. But I think they have to, right? I mean, this is Joe Burrow's absolute boy, both on and off the field. So if Joe Burrow's your quarterback, I don't think we have a choice. I think we have to mimic the contract. I think you have to sign him immediately. Because we know what the NFL does. Doug, the next contract is only going to get higher.
Well,
the longer we wait.
And that's what we need to think about, Jordan, with this. CeeDee Lamb also needs a contract. What if he gets another big number, a little bit more than Jefferson? You're going to have to pay even more. You
got to do it before Jerry Jones makes it bigger. That's for goddamn sure.
So, Jordan, here we go. Let me throw this number out. 4 years, 145. He makes a couple more dollars than Jefferson. 145 over 4 is $36.25 million a year. That puts him $1,000,025 over Justin Jefferson for the next 4, and you guarantee what, 115. Jamar Chase has to take that, right? I mean, he has to take that, does he not?
Do you think they do a 4, or do you think they play it smart and tack on another year so they can kind of extend that guarantee?
So 36.25 times 5, that's 181.25 for 5 years.
I think that's the route you have to take with.
I don't hate it.
With the evolution, and it gives them more time to pay. So I think you give them 115 in guaranteed money and make the contract bigger with a 5-year with that 5th year.
Okay.
I think all parties can kind of agree to that. Still, I think that's what you have to do. I think you have to tackle on that 5th year and say, Joe Burrow's our guy forever, and you are Joe Burrow's guy, and this is where it's going to live and die. It's going to be 9-1. So
that's fair. I think I agree. You have to sign him. The money is the money. This is what it's going to take. You've got to have your best weapon. I think this is an obvious signing.
So, let me backtrack, because we did have some contract. Miami gave a contract out to Jalen Waddle. Do you think the Bengals mimic that, or do you think T. Higgins is gone? Do you think his is gone?
I think he's gone. I think you trade him and you see what you can get back for him, and you pay Jamar Chase his money sooner than later, because of the CeeDee Lamb contract is going to come, and you want to get in between those two contracts. You want to be in that number in between there. I'm thinking 36 million per year probably gets it done, and I think you were right. You do it over 5 years. That's a tough situation, man. Those are some crazy dollar figures. But again, my guys, we signed Watson for a monumental contract, and it hasn't worked out perfectly yet. Reds still up 4-3. We've got 2 runners on. Tyler Stevenson staying hot with another single. Jonathan India with a single. Just wanted to break that in there. Go ahead, Jordan.
No, but I'm saying you look at the Deshaun Watson contract now, and it's still not the highest, because you guys fit it in at a time where we all made fun of you, but you fit it in at a time where you kind of broke ground on that numbers deal and that absolutely insane guaranteed money. And now I think he sits 4th or 5th since that contract signing. So that's what I'm saying by the Bengals can't wait. If they're going to do it, it's got to be fucking now. He can't be on the tag. We can't play the give and take game, because the numbers are only going to go astronomically up. And I think that's going to affect. I think it's going to affect what teams get next year as a salary cap, because it's got to go up after that deal.
Yeah, no, you're right. So we both are in the camp. Let's get it done. Get that contract in. We're thinking a couple more million than Justin Jefferson got, maybe an extra year on the end of it also. But yeah, got to pay Jamar Chase. Get it over with, guys. Make it happen. Don't be cheap. Don't try to fuck around with him. Sign your best weapon. Move on. Make Joe Burrow happy. Jordan, we've gone 43 minutes. We've had a lot of interactions tonight. It's been a damn good show. 128 people watching. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on X. We really, really appreciate this. This makes us feel great. We're working on some stuff in the behind the scenes area.
Yes.
We got 130 people on the eyes on the show right now. That is an impressive number for us. Do you have anything else you want to talk about, though, Jordan, before we get out of here?
No. I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna keep it tucked under right now, but I'm gonna be more active. I'm gonna answer emails probably 2 days faster than what I usually do. I made my boy nervous. Our fans. We have a couple projects, and I was taking my sweet time, whether I had a good excuse or not. But I delivered. We delivered. We have maybe another big phone call coming our way in the next 2 days. But you'll hear it when we get it. And thanks for all the fans. We appreciate your support. It's a big week in baseball for the Reds. Big time for free agency, in the NFL for at least internal contracts. Doug's rooting his hand, so maybe the Reds finally cashed in those 2 runs. Let's get a little rough break here.
Breaking in. Will Benson triples to right, scoring Stevenson in India, and then TJ Friedel singles to right, scoring Benson. 7-3 Reds. Top of the 4, Ellie at the plate. So things are going well right now out in Colorado. Jordan, hell of a show, buddy. Appreciate you as always. Appreciate everybody out there watching. It means a lot to us. We're trying to get to 200 subs on YouTube. If you could just drop us a sub, we'll leave you alone about it. Help us to get to 200. Ohio Sports Talk. We post all our shows there. We post clips. We do all that kind of stuff. Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate the hell out of you guys. Thank you to everybody who watches on X. It means a ton to us. And then our Facebook group is slowly growing. Shout out to Bearded Browns for watching over on Facebook. That means a ton. Thanks for the interactions. Go watch their podcast. And then following us directly, Jordan, Sports with a Slur, Tyler McGurk. Find him on X. He is a very knowledgeable sports fan. He is talking his top 5 NBA players of all time. He will debate with you. He will go back and forth, point for point. And then he's going to name his top 5 starting pitchers. Please go check out his show. Check him out on X. Sports with a Slur. You can find him right there. Jordan, let's knock down some of these projects this week.
Yes.
Let's respond to some emails and keep beating on those doors, buddy, because you're doing a damn good job of it, and I appreciate the hell out of you. And we will be back Thursday night. We know the finals start Thursday night. We're going head-to-head with the finals. Head-to-head, Ohio Sports Talk versus the NBA Finals. We want you, NBA Finals. But I'm Doug. That's Jordan. This has been Ohio Sports Talk. Thank you, everybody. See you Thursday night at 9 o'clock.